and Jared Goff heading to Detroit. The Rams have big expectations this year, but they also have the toughest opening schedule, or a very tough opening schedule, with the Bears, Colts, and Bucs in the first 3 weeks. Take a look at the full slate of games on Thursday Night Football this season on Fox. The Rams will get it started against their division rival in Seattle in Week 5. So, Marcellus, let's talk about these new-look Rams. How confident should they be? Should the Rams be in winning the NFC West?
Oh, they're going to win the NFC West. As confident as I just sounded saying that, let's tell you why. And I'm going to keep this surface level, just kill you with some nuggets, kill you with some stats, and just remind you who Sean McVay is. Since he took over in 2017, fourth best in the NFL. I said NFL. I didn't say NFC West. I said NFL. That's who Sean McVay is, a true guru, true genius that translated it actually from offensive coordinator to head coach, unlike Kyle Shanahan. Let's speak on this right now because you always get judged by your opponents in the relative experience and competition. So you could be fast. If they're faster, you're still fast, but you're not fast enough. The Rams are good enough to win this division. Let's talk about in the last 4 years, Sean McVay's won half of the division titles. Oh, that's good. And he did it with a quarterback that led the league in turnovers the last 3 years. Shaggy, how you do that? Okay, who's in our division? Arizona Cardinals. I like the Arizona Cardinals. Sean McVay likes them even more. He's 8-0 against, 8-0 against these boys. Get up out of here, Cliff Kingsbury. 13-18-1 in your 2 seasons as a head coach. Fire crib, nice crib, but not necessarily the greatest coach. 49ers dealt with a ton of injuries last year. Could be starting a rookie quarterback this season if they keep playing with my Jimmy GQ. And on the defensive side, new defensive coordinator. DeMeco Ryans, my dog. Robert Saleh, obviously, out of the building. What about the Seahawks? Everybody talk about the Seahawks. Well, their defense still has a ton of question marks. Ranked 31st in pass defense last year, 27th on third down, money down, yuck, yuck, yuck. And they got a new offensive coordinator. It's him. And Russell Wilson. Y'all gonna get along? Y'all gonna mesh well? A lot of question marks in that division, but not a question mark when you're talking about the Rams and their personnel. So to me, mail it in. Play hard, but you're gonna win this division.
So every now and then, you know, because you have to do it, I have to do it, we come on this show and we give an educated guess.
Yes.
Like, we don't lie, but we give an educated guess.
Hypothesis.
Any answer to this question would be a lie, because it would be a guess without education.
Don't you undermine my point.
I'm not undermining your point.
I gave you facts.
I'm undermining mine.
Okay.
Okay. The Rams would be lying if they tried to answer this question. Why? Because think about how they start the schedule, Sal. I'll tell you this. The Rams can be confident by 8:20 p.m. on October 7th after their 5th game against the Seahawks. Because if they look up and they're 3-2, look up and they're 4-1, be confident. But so you got to open up against the Bears. Really nothing harder to face in the NFL than a quarterback you haven't seen before, a rookie quarterback who can run who you haven't seen before. Ask the New Orleans Saints playing Jalen Hurts if y'all think I'm lying last year. New Orleans Saints had the best defense, or one of the best defenses in the league. Jalen Hurts, rookie quarterback who could run, who you had no film on, showed up and embarrassed the Saints, and the Eagles won that game. So the Rams got to play the Bears week 1. Then you got to play the Colts. You can scoff at playing the Colts, but the Colts did make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So even outside of quarterback, the Colts are a really good team.
This squad.
In the event Carson Wentz and Frank Wright are good, I'm not going to guarantee it. I have no idea. Maybe Carson Wentz is done. But in the event Carson Wentz and Frank Wright are a good combination, you just played another top 5, top 10 team in the NFL. Great. Now you're rewarded with playing the Buccaneers week 3. You love the Bucs. I'm now growing to love the Bucs after you convinced me last year. I made a fool of myself. I admit it. You got to play the Bucs week 3. You got to get me in week 4 against the Cardinals. You 8-0 against the Cardinals. With Sean McVay, you're going to beat them. But then you rewarded again with playing the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are never an easy out, ever. So I could come up here and lie to y'all and give y'all an educated guess, but at this point, I don't even know if the guess would be educated, because who knows what Justin Fields is going to do in that week 1 game against the Bears? Who knows what Carson Wentz is going to look like? You know the Bucs are going to be good, and you know the Seahawks are going to be good. Sal, if the Rams look up and they're 2-3, if they look up and somehow they're 1-4, I don't foresee that happening. But if they're 1-4 and their only win is against the Cardinals, ain't no confidence there. And it's not unfathomable for the Rams to be 2-3. I think nothing about that would be too far-fetched. 1-4, far-fetched. But 4-1 is just as far-fetched. So 3-2 or 2-3, I don't have a ton of confidence in that.
Let me extend your point. Like, even after week 5, do you have a ton of confidence? We saw 11-0 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers team go 1-5 down the stretch and all of a sudden lose in the playoffs, one and done. Like, it can go a lot of different ways in this NFL. And let's go a different way since there's talking a little sports here. Have you ever seen the movie? I'm going to ask you this again because if you're really my friend, some of these things we exchange, you take to heart and you take them home and you get in front of the TV and you watch it.
I watched Eddie Murphy's Raw. And I watched Eddie Murphy's Delirious. I watched them both.
That literally was week one of us talking.
I watched Judas and the Black Messiah the first 30 minutes.
Okay. You couldn't get through it?
I fell asleep. But I've given you 3. I've committed 3 movies to you, Marcellus.
Okay. Baby Boy. See? All right, you got to give me a Baby Boy night. Somehow, some way, cross the 10 freeway and get hood in it and watch Baby Boy. All right, Bing Rames, Melvin, guns and butter. That's what he talking about. This world's about 2 things, guns and butter. Well, the NFL, especially the Rams, we're going to talk about 2 things, screwdrivers and batteries. I'm going to take you home to my house. I told you my leader in my house, Araya, 2. So at 2, that developmental age and phase, they don't necessarily have great perspective. Right now, or right now, I said. So I'm sitting there, and, you know, she's playing with her toy, and all of a sudden, the batteries go out. Now, I know all it's going to take for me is to change the batteries, you're back and running. She's on the border of believing that. Now, our toys growing up, you and I, you just pop the pack open, pop, put them in, you ready to roll. Oh, not these toys today. You need a screwdriver. You got to unscrew the damn back, then take it out. Oh, she ain't got time for all that. She like losing her mind. She'd rather me go to Toys R Us, if they still open, and go get some old new toys and sets than to wait the 2 minutes just to take it out. Why do I bring this up? Because the Rams, oh, they got them old school toys. Pop it open, Jared Goff, get your old out of here. Matthew Stafford, here you go, Ryan, ready to roll? This team is ready to roll because they changed the batteries. So there's no doubt, if this team was able to accomplish this with the evaluation they had of Jared Goff, and now they have Matthew Stafford, how they can't win this division.
That's real. If the limiting reactant for the Rams truly was the quarterback position, then the Rams not only can win the division, but I think the Rams are probably the exclusive top-tier challenger to the Buccaneers.
There you go, tier one
in the
by
NFC, like, by themselves. Oh, totality, I think the Chiefs. But as far as by themselves in the NFC, I think it's the Rams and the Bucs. I think the Rams can exhale after Week 5. You got the Lions, you got the Texans, you got the Giants. Get through Week 5, and then you get the Lions, the Texans, the Giants. You can breathe a sigh of relief. But if what you said in the last block is true, and Matthew Stafford, who is 0-3 in the playoffs, and we've blamed it forever on Detroit, if there's a chance it wasn't exclusively Detroit's fault, and maybe it was Matthew Stafford's fault, then all these walls and the Rams with their confidence might come tumbling down. Coming up, Patrick Mahomes is trying to get back to the Super Bowl, but we'll tell you how tough it will be for his Chiefs to win just the AFC. That's next.